Well, hello there, YouTube. It's Monday, April 22nd, 2024. And in this video, I'm going to remove, clean, flush, and reinstall the AC condenser. And that pretty much covers what this video is all about. I want to take a moment to thank Walter for the super thanks in last video. I appreciate it. Every penny I achieve out of this whole YouTube channel will go right back into the quality of my live streams as well as my videos and future videos to come. So I want to thank you for that, Walter, and I want to thank everybody who subscribes to my channel, who shares it. You know, every little bit helps. So again, I want to thank you all for doing that, and if you're not yet a subscriber, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the bell, because I'm going to be going live with a live startup. Everybody knows that. We're going to go live to start this car for the first time since 2008. Before that, I'm going to be doing a live stream on Saturday. I announced it in the last video. But I will also be producing one more video at least this week before that live stream. And then I'll announce what time that video or that live stream will take place. Some of you guys out there, why don't you chime in down below in the comments and let me know what time is more convenient for you, and I'll see if we can work it all out, right? Because my audience isn't just my neighbor in Arizona. You know, you're all over the world, so if we can kind of make it work for you, that's great. Because it'll be my first live stream. Who knows, it might not even be worth your time. But anyway, I'm going to try to do that this Saturday. That's the plan, you know. I don't know. I've never pushed the button that says go live. So yeah, even though this is TonyLiveTV, I've never gone live on YouTube. So that'll be a first. All right, so let's just get this video going and I'll catch you guys on the next one. So the manual, removal and installation of the condenser. So these are our tightening torque settings, and the tools say all we need is a 22 and a 19, but that's not quite true. This manual is written for a boatload of different vehicles. So the first step is to remove the radiator, which we've already done. We're going to drain the system, which we have already done. And we have already removed our dryer. Like I say, this is made for many different vehicles. You can see that the dryer here is on the driver's side on this vehicle. You can also see this is for a 116, a 3.8, and a 117, a 5.0. So, you know, this is a very general manual. And, you know, it's got some good tips here. You know, when you connect your pipe, moisten the threads with a little bit of your oil, the refrigerant oil. Don't use like Vaseline or anything else, only refrigerant oil or the specialized lubricant that they actually sell. Now that I have the dryer out, I make sure that all my cables are free. Everything looks good on this side. Next, we've got to disconnect that high pressure side right over there. I don't know what size it is, but I'm going to use these right here. All right, let's see if I can do it. There we go. I don't want to get any of that down there, so I'm going to go ahead and brush this off first. There I go. I feel that's nice and clean. We're disconnected. Let's see, does it move in it at all? Yep. So it's free. So now I've got that disconnected. We're going to concentrate on this bolt and this bolt. I'm going to start with this one. This is an 8mm. I think all you need is just one of these little hand ones. You don't need to do anything. Yep. It's got a big washer. And there goes the guy with the Porsche. There's a rubber grommet. Looks to be in good condition. Let's move to the next one. Do the same here. Same thing. Well, now that I have this and this removed, it's not going to come out that easy. Let's take a look over here. This high pressure line is still, you know, kind of connected. You got to separate them. I think it'd be easier just to take off this 10 millimeter right here. It also has a rubber grommet and everything. It's a regular bolt. This is the inside bottom right, or passenger side, on the inside of the engine bay here. And this is that frame that we just disconnected at the top. And then we end up on the driver's side of the engine bay right here. And this is, you can see, there's little pegs on that frame that just sit in little holes. And then this here, that whole piece of plastic, that's what this is. That is a drip pan, just like in your house. It's a drip pan for your condenser. So now I should be able to just pull that away, which is exactly what I thought, and just lift it right on out. You can see how dirty it is right behind the fan, right in this area. We definitely need to clean that up, or I do. Get a brush and to clean it all out. You can see that the windings in there are shiny copper, so that all looks good. Just going to clean up the drip pan and clean this all up. This side of the condenser isn't any better. You can see there's all kinds of stuff on here. This is soft material, so everything feels soft. It's just foam, paper, and leaves. So a nice soft brush would be just fine for this. And you can see there's hair. Something this is super, super soft. Very, very soft. Because you don't want to mess with it. But something really soft like this is just fine. This here is just a wire tie, just so I could pop out the little rocks. We'll properly clean it. I will properly clean it. That's what it looks like when it's all cleaned up. If you want to remove your drip pan, change out your drip pan, this one's in perfect condition. Not a crack or anything on it. It's even flexible. So this is in really great condition. But there's these 8 millimeter, I think these are. You've got 3 of them, one here, and one here. And then you have 2 Phillip head screws, one there and one here. This is the condenser. And don't let anyone tell you that you can't flush this condenser. The tubes that run through here, they're around 6 millimeters on outside diameter. They're large. They're incredibly large in comparison to the new vehicles today, where it's true, you probably could not properly flush that. Also keep in mind that there was no catastrophic failure here. All I'm doing is just flushing the system. so I can start out new. With that said, this is the high pressure side, so it pushes in this way and goes through the coils, and then your receiver dryer is over there. When I flush this, I'm going to back flush it. So I'm going to flush it that way and push it this way. So if anything is lodged in there, it would have been lodged from this side in. Now we're going to go from that side and blow it out. And then we'll see what the heck we get out of here. I'll just do it with air to start with. I also need to clean up this whole radiator. It's very, very dirty. Just spray the outside. I'm not going to use a power washer. I have a power wash, but I don't want to flatten anything. I don't want to mess anything up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a credit card, and in the few little places where it's bent over, I'm going to try to straighten it back the way it should be. The first thing I'm going to do is spray it down. I have plugs and a wrap with a wire tie on each of the inlet, suction side and the pressure side. I have the condenser hanging, and then attached to the pressure side is a hose that goes into that somewhat clear bucket. So I did a split screen there. I have 90 pounds of air. I got oil to come back up this way. You can't see it on my hand, but there's a little bit of oil in there, not much. That's why you still have to flush it. You can't just blow air. This is the Four Uncles AC System Flush Set. And I have never used this before, so I'm going to test it and we'll see if we like it or not. I'm going to use this as a measuring cup for my solvent that I'll be using. In that box was 2 bags. Cheap feeling gun, that feels really cheap. 2 tips, same nozzle size. First impression so far is that this is junk. Everything leaked, so it took me forever to get this part, but this that they included in the kit, no matter what, it leaked. No matter what I did, it would leak. I even tried to put an O-ring on it. So I had my own nipple and my own connection, and now I've stopped all the leaks here. There weren't any leaks here, just leaks on these little things here, but eventually I got the leaks to stop. So this, no good, and I'm sure these aren't very good either. These are adapters for different ones. This is a death trap. You put this in here like this, it just falls right out. I've already dropped it twice and I don't even have any liquid in here yet. Yeah, it's poorly made, and there's, you know, this is maybe good for 1 or 2 uses and then probably throw it away. Or the canister looks like it's pretty well made, but the rest of it is really the lowest of the lowest of lowest quality stuff. It's just junk. All right, now I have my solvent. I'm at 110 psi. Let's see, we'll just do some pulses. There it went. It's already pretty clean. That's nice. Hear the birds? It's wonderful. All right, let's go ahead and hit this thing again. See where we are. That looks nice and clear. So there you go. The first one on the left is the first flush. And then the second one is the second flush, the middle one there, and then the last one. You can see it's clear. And there are no sediments or particles or anything in the bottom of any one of those jars. So I'd say that that condenser is nice and clean. So now this condenser is just as clean on the inside as it is the outside. I didn't just use straight air on this. I didn't use nitrogen, but I did use a filter, oil, and water separator, as well as this dryer. This is a desiccant dryer. So it's just like the dryer, basically, that's in your vehicle. But I'm drying the air before I'm putting it in. So I have this desiccant material in here, and this goes one way. So it goes through this way. This is your filter, and this separates any oil and moisture. Not like the dryer will. This actually dries the air before it pushes it in. So I'm not saying that, you know, there's not a place for nitrogen. If you can do all this, then at this point, I probably wouldn't worry too much about anything. Just blow everything out as best you can, and, you know, and then move on. And then when you're right about done, go ahead and blow everything out with your nitrogen, right? Like you would normally do, and pressure test it and do all that. But for a guy like myself, you know, the desiccant dryer is probably a pretty good investment. You guys will not believe this unless I tell you. These are over 40 years old. My dad gave them to me when I was like 25 or something like that, right? If you can believe that. I was painting cars. And my dad gave me this because I painted a car for him. And he gave me actually the whole complete system. So it's, I don't know how many thousands of dollars it is. It's quite expensive. This Wilkerson is quite an expensive company. And like I said, this is 40 years ago, and it still has the stickers and part number and everything. It's amazing how well this stuff is built. But anyway, that's how I am entering any air. When you see me with air, it's going through filters and dryers. And after I blew everything out and cleaned this with a coil condenser cleaner, I also then took thin pieces of plastic, like a guitar pick, for example, and I straightened every single one of the fins on here, top and bottom. So now everything's in really great shape. That side is for your dryer. Don't put your dryer on yet. You know, the dryer should be the last thing in the chain that you install. And it's got to be right before you're ready to charge the system. I mean, it's the last time. You got to put that in. You have a short period of time to get it in there and close it all up. Otherwise, it's going to suck. The material on the inside is going to basically just suck up all the moisture that's in the air. So you can't have it exposed, is all I'm saying. So with that said, I'm going to leave this on there for that, because the dryer, that'll be in a different video when I install the dryer. Right now, we're working on the condenser. But I will do this side, which is the pressure side. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. Maybe I'll leave this in for right now until we get it over to the vehicle. Well, this is where it's going to go. These are the two brackets right here, and then you've got your two down there. But on this inlet side here, or the pressure side of the condenser, I need to take this off. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let's see. Little black ring right there. That's the old O-ring, and I left that on there on purpose. Yep. That is hard. It'll just crumble if I were to just go like that. This pack right here, I have a link in the description to that, or just it's an MT2633. supposedly every single O-ring that you need. Anything on the AC system, any lubrication that we use, this is the stuff I'm going to use. So it's for gaskets and threads. This stuff is really sticky, that's for sure. But it really helps. You know, because it slides down rather than rolls down. Next, I'm going to loosen this right there. There we go. Now it's ready. Next, I'll remove these ones here. I've lubricated those two little pins, and they need to go into those two little holes right there. Just like that. So I'm going to start here. Get that one started. And then do this one. Alright, those are done. Next, I'd like to put the bolt in that goes in right there. But I need to make sure that back on this other side here that this all lines up. And so I got to make sure it goes in the right spot there. There we go. Got a little bit of threads going there. You can see that. So that's great. Now I'll just stick this in here and see if it catches. Oh yeah, right on the money. Right on the money. So all you have to do now at this point is tighten it up. Now, according to the manual, the pressure hose to the condenser would be torqued to 70 Newton meters without this CU seal. Well, a CU seal is a cupped copper washer. And I have to confess, I'm not going to tighten this because I have all the copper washers for this vehicle, as far as I know, on order. So here's the list of copper seals that I'm purchasing. But I'm not going to tighten this until I get that copper washer. I have this last minute shopping cart ready to go. I wasn't expecting to do all the AC right now, but I have to do all this. That's all there is to it. But you know, they're just a few dollars, and I didn't want to just send that just for that. So I have a battery and all kinds of things that still need to come, right? So I have a shopping cart. A well over $500 shopping cart that I need to cash out to get those parts here ready for the first start. Don't forget, you guys, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe and then click the bell, and then you will, of course, be notified when I do go live. According to the manual, all you need is a 19 and a 22 millimeter double open end wrench, right? That's all they say you need to do this job. But this is a 24, and it won't even fit the outside of any of this. There's just no way. Either one. All right, so it's bigger than 24. So, but that's what you would do. Of course, you would finish this off and tighten this at this point. If you're not going to use the copper washer, go ahead and crank it down. But don't rely on these torque settings. Rely on your feel of how it feels, right? And snug it up, then pressure test it, you know, in the whole 10 yards, and just make sure that everything works as you expect it before you fill it. Now that reminds me, I've got a whole series for the AC system, you know, coming back from this all the way through the whole system. Every single bit of the system is going to be taken care of. and then we will be charging the system and everything. So there's a playlist for the AC restoration of this vehicle. So I think at this point, I have completed what I intended to do, and that was to remove and install and flush the AC condenser. So all I gotta say for now, you guys, thanks again for watching.